Hello, it's Emily Honey or M Honey Reads, and I am coming to you next to my gigantic stack of TBR reads. These are all books that I have sitting on my shelves that I know I need to get to eventually, and something has just stopped me from getting to them so far. So I wanted to share a couple of them with you guys, see what you guys have thought, if you guys have read any of them. Drop me a comment, find me on Twitter at mhoneyreads and let me know about it. Tell me to get my butt in gear and read them now. And I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little glimpse at sadly, just a small portion of my TBR. I need to really hop on it. I'm one of those people that I will want a book, and then I get it, and then I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to read something else real quick. So the first one is one that I've heard so much about. I mean, you guys have told me over and over to read it. I tried. I got like a couple pages in, and I just wasn't in the mood. And it is A Man Called Ove. And I know that there's a movie. I know that it has Tom Hanks. And I know I should probably read it. But I got, like I said, just like a few pages in, and I'm like, not right now, literally. Page 9 is where my bookmark is. Didn't make it very far, but I do promise to give this book another chance. I have heard so much about it that I know it has to be good. You guys should not be lying to me about this sort of thing. There were hundreds of people telling me how wonderful it is. I'm kind of going to plow through the next couple, and I've got This Summer I Turned Pretty, and I know that it's got like its own TV show. It's part of like a 3-part series, and that might be part of it. Like, series can kind of be hard for me. I am one of those people that, if I'm not fully in love with it, I will not commit to the series, and I will kind of give up. So I'm not sure what's stopping me with that one. Same with this one. It's like Love in Other Words, Christina Lauren. I am sure that I would love it. I have a feeling that I would. And I read In a Holidays by this authors before, and I loved In a Holidays. It was very cute, super rom-com-y. So I know I should hop on it. I'll get there. But this next one is one that everybody's talking about. I've seen it everywhere. I mean, people are getting tattoos left and right. I see so much fan art, which is stunning for these characters. And maybe it's because it's so hyped that I'm a little nervous to start it up. ACOTAR? I even know the acronym for this. It even, So, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I hear so much about Sarah J. Maas, I'm assuming. And I'm not huge into fantasy. I like it. It seems like fantasy books always have the best covers. They always have amazing fan art. And they're always such beautiful stories, and I somehow just have like such a hard time getting into them. I'm one of those people that has a hard time too, like picturing the actual books and what's happening in my mind. I get like, I don't know how to describe it, just like glimpses. Like I know what I'm supposed to be looking at, and it's kind of there, but it's not like fully formed in my mind when I read it. So maybe that's why. Either way, I know that I'll end up starting it up eventually. It's so talked about and everybody loves it so much that I'm terrified that I'm going to sit here and hate it, and then I'll be really disappointed. The next one is, I haven't really read it yet because of the, I guess the ick factor in it, and that is Tender is the Flesh. It's so tiny. I could probably plow through it. I just have to be in the mood to kind of want to read something like that. I've heard little bits and pieces about it, so I know that it is interesting. So I'll probably get there eventually, maybe by next spooky season. It's kind of got that, like thriller, harsh situation. So the next one is another one that I'm probably just putting off because of the hype again. And that is The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood. Again, I just see it everywhere. I hear people talking about it all the time. I see how much people love it, and I'm just like, well, if I hate it, I'm kind of doomed. And it's not even like I'm doomed in any other way, but in my own mind, because I just have this like, oh, it's gonna be great, and then like, I don't want to be disappointed. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Another one that I really want to get to is The Butcher and the Wren. I have heard so many good things about this one. And again, it's not very long. I could probably get through it. I mean, they have Morbid, a true crime podcast, this author. I mean, and I love the true crime podcast. I'm a listener. I listened to Last Podcast on the Left. I love that one. I listen to it probably daily. But I'll probably get there eventually, like I said, for all of these. The next one is one that I have never seen the movie. I've heard so many good things. It's so heavy. I know that once I read this one, I'll probably be heartbroken, crushing my soul, killing me slowly. But I mean, I'm sure I'll get there. I'll just keep saying that to myself. I'll get there. Okay. Like with this one, I'll get there. Eventually, right? Eventually. So again, I haven't seen this movie either. Eat, Pray, Love. I've heard good things about the book, about the movie. I've heard that it's life-changing, just like this whole new perspective on yourself and to do it. So we'll see. I bet you guys can tell which one this one is just by the sheer thickness and how big it is. And you can understand that that's exactly why I'm not getting to it. It's The Priory of the Orange Tree. I mean, it's another, I can just picture my thumbs after trying to read this, but I mean, I've heard just so many good things. And I mean, first off, look at how stunning this is. I mean, this cover is just like, wow. Alone, it's just like work of art. But I've heard so many good things. I know that I will eventually get to it. This is one that I am like determined to even just like show myself that I can make it through a book that big and commit and do it. And I will get there eventually. That one, I'm not lying to myself. I am saying it, and it is going to happen, but just not right now. It will be more of an eventually when I'm feeling it, when I'm in the mood. I told you guys in the first video, I'm such a big mood reader. And so it's like, if I'm really not feeling a book, it's just not gonna happen. This one I almost read for October, and actually I almost read it in September too. And I hear so many good things. A Flicker in the Dark. I want to read it. I really, really do. And it will probably be one of my sooner reads that I read off of my TBR. It'll probably be coming up pretty soon. I really can't think of a reason not to read it. I just haven't had the time for this one. There's just been others that have come first, I guess. Another one that you guys keep telling me about, The Song of Achilles. I hear how devastated I'm going to be at the end, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I read the first couple of chapters actually, and it was pretty good. It just wasn't what I was feeling at that moment. I really, really wanted a romance. I really wanted to run with that, which is crazy because then I tried this one and I just couldn't get into this one yet either, and it's Icebreaker. And I know that you guys, like everybody on social media, talks about how wonderful it is and how much they love it, and I was just having a hard time. Like, if I don't connect with a character kind of right off the bat, it's hard for me to really want to keep reading it. So those are like a few of my TBR shelf reads and reasons why I haven't quite gotten to them yet, or just reasons I'm giving myself, you know, because a new book comes along and you get it and 2 seconds later you want to read it, and that's exactly what I'm showing you guys right now. I got this book for my birthday, and I love Emily Henry, and I really, really, really wanted to read this book. So I'm tabling like every other book that I'm reading and all of these TBR books that have been sitting on my shelves, and I'm going to read this one. And I will probably come back on here and let you guys know how much I loved it. It's Emily Henry, so I can almost promise that it's going to be I loved it. Maybe it's a hot take, maybe it's not, but my least favorite of hers is People We Meet on Vacation, and that one was still, I believe, a 4-star read for me. Book Lovers, top tier, best. Love that one. It was the first book I read of hers too, and I don't know if that's why I loved it so much, but I mean, I laughed, I cried, it got me so good. So Emily Henry is just one of those auto buy, I need to have it, and I really have been just like dying to read this since it came out, and I finally got my hands on it, so I'm just so excited. So sorry TBR, you're gonna stay on the TBR for now, and I might come back with more TBR stuff and show you guys what else I have going on in my bookshelves. And then I also wanted to do maybe a video about like some of my top books for each genre. There are kind of quite a few genres. I don't necessarily have physical copies of all of those. I am a bit of an audiobook person. I love audiobooks. If you don't believe that audiobooks count as reading, we can't be friends. Another hot take, I'm just full of them today. So, I mean, maybe I'll come back with that one. Maybe I'll come back with a TBR first. Maybe I won't even make it until the end of November and what I'm reading. We've got a trip coming up to an indoor water park for my daughter's birthday. That's going to be not this week, but next week, so I might be a little bit busy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking through and listening to me drone on about all the books and why I'm going to get to them eventually. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.